Summary of the Most Dangerous Game by Richard Connell. Sanger Rainsford and his friend Whitney are aboard a yacht in the midst of a particularly gloomy night as they make their way to the Amazon in search of jaguars. Whitney tells Rainsford about the myths that surround Shiptrap Island, a scary place they are going by. In between talking about the island, the two men fight about whether or not animals think and feel. Rainsford comes to the conclusion that animals don't understand anything and that all living things are either hunters or prey. Later that night, Rainsford hears gunshots in the distance, and when he tries to find out what's going on, he goes overboard. He swims to the Mystery Island. The next morning, he finds blood-stained plants and signs of a hunter, which show that the island is inhabited. As he walks along the edge of the woods, he stumbles upon a huge house. When Rainsford knocks on the door, a big man with a gun answers. An older, very well-dressed man walks in and says his name is General Zaroff. He calls the big man Ivan, who can't hear or speak, his deaf-mute helper. Zaroff knows Rainsford's name and invites the famous shooter to stay with him. During a fancy meal, Rainsford and Zaroff talk about how much they both like to hunt. Zaroff says that hunting is a big part of who he is. He also says that it got boring because it was too easy, so he made up a new animal to hunt. Zaroff says that he likes to hunt humans because, unlike animals, people can think, which makes them more scary and exciting to hunt. Rainsford is shocked, but he says that Zaroff is killing people and turns down his offer to help find him. Zaroff still wants to win Rainsford over, so he describes the game. He gives his prey hunting gear, food, a hunting knife, and a head start of 3 hours. He follows with a small gun, and if the person being hunted gets away from the general for 3 days, the hunted person wins. The man can either play his game or be given to Ivan, who is a trained torturer. Rainsford leaves for the night, upset, and Zaroff goes out for his nighttime hunt. The next day, Rainsford says they have to leave the island right away, but Zaroff says they have to go hunting that night. Rainsford doesn't want to hunt, but he gives in when Zaroff tells him that he can either be tracked or given to Ivan. Zaroff goes to bed to take a nap, and Rainsford runs into the woods. Even though Rainsford was 3 hours ahead and tried to hide his tracks, Zaroff found his hiding place almost right away and left right away. Rainsford finds out that Zaroff is playing with him, and for the first time in his life, he feels real fear. Rainsford stops running into the bush to make a trap out of a dead tree. The trap hurts Zaroff and gives Rainsford more time. As Rainsford walks through the night, he steps by chance into mud. He digs a big pit with sharp sticks at the bottom because the ground is soft. However, the trap only catches a hunting dog. Zaroff goes home to rest and says he will come back with all of the hunting dogs. Rainsford wakes up at dawn to the sound of dogs barking and sees that Zaroff and Ivan are getting closer. He quickly sets up another trap and then runs away. He now knows how an animal feels when it is being chased. When he looks back, he sees that Zaroff is still standing, but it looks like the trap killed Ivan. When Rainsford gets to the edge of the woods, he sees the house on the other side of the cove. He jumps into the water. When Zaroff gets back home, he thinks that Rainsford jumped off a cliff and died. While eating dinner that night, Zaroff is upset about having to replace Ivan and about the fact that Rainsford didn't stay to fight or die. When Zaroff turns around after closing his bedroom door for the night, he sees Rainsford standing next to his bed. Zaroff asks Rainsford how he got there. Rainsford claims that he swam. Zaroff tells Rainsford how happy he is that he won the game, but Rainsford says no and tells Zaroff to get ready. Rainsford says at the end of the story that he has never slept in a nicer bed.
About the author. Richard Connell was born to Richard and Mary Connell in the year 1893. His father was an editor, a reporter, a political assistant to Franklin D. Roosevelt, and a congressman. Connell started writing around the same time his father did. By the age of 10, he was covering baseball games for the Poughkeepsie Press, where his father had worked before. When he went to Harvard University in 1912, he kept writing and finally became editing chairman of the Crimson and president of the Harvard Lampoon. During World War I, Connell joined the U.S. Army and served there. After the war, he went back to his home country to work in advertising. In 1919, he married a co-worker, Louise Fox. Connell and his wife spent a few years traveling abroad before coming back to the United States. During that time, he left advertising to become an independent writer. He wrote many books and short stories that won awards. His best-known work, The Most Dangerous Game, won the O. Henry Memorial Award. Connell went to Hollywood to become a screenwriter after having some small success with his writing. Two of his scripts, Meet John Doe and Two Girls and a Sailor, were nominated for Academy Awards. The Most Dangerous Game is still one of the most often reprinted short stories. At the age of 56, he died of a heart attack in Beverly Hills in 1949.
Hope we summarized it fully and you liked it. Please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel so that we are motivated to create more videos.